morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 30th, and I thank you so much for joining into our weekly HCR webinars. Hopefully it's a place that you can come and get your questions answered, find out the latest of what's going on with health insurance reform and on products and carriers local to your market. So for those of you that are new to the format, you can ask questions in one of two ways. You can click on your hand icon in the control panel to the right of your screen, or you can type in your question in the question box and I'll answer that at the end of the webinar. Just with a quick show of hands, if you can just let me know if you can see my screen and hear me okay, that would be great. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. And just as a quick intro, my name is Deb Wilkinson. I'm the Vice President of the Health Plan Options Department here at URL. I oversee the group health markets and what is left of the individual markets in the state of Pennsylvania. So let's just jump right into the segment labeled New Administration. It's not so new anymore. It's coming up on a year, of course. And a lot of scuttlebutt included in this tax bill that's pertinent to the health insurance market, specifically the individual. Will the individual tax penalty repeal be included in that tax bill? And the question, or that answer, is still a bit vague. It does seem like it may come down to what the combined bill from the House and Senate will look like, what, adding or deleting some of these items. But I know Senator Collins was pardon me, one of them that was really adamant that she would not sign any tax bill that included the reversal of the tax penalty. But what I believe happened, and again, this is all just, all little tidbits of what we get in the news, but it looks like she is going to agree to it if there are some subsequent bills for the stabilization and also the stabilization that she wants to include, excuse me, I'm having difficulty talking today, is to add those cost share reductions back to the state or the carriers and to have the grants for the high-risk pools within the state. So that's not a dead deal yet. That may be coming, and it probably will come after the tax vote and dependent upon whether they add the repeal of the tax penalty. So again, a lot still up in the air, but I ask what this means and for you and your opportunities, and I suggest that there are a lot of $0 bronze plans this year on the marketplace, on the individual market, because of the high subsidies. So if you are selling a bronze plan for $0 premium, why not add a gap plan? That's going to sort of mitigate some of those losses or expenses that your consumers may have by taking on that higher deductible. And of course, it's a commissionable product. Also with the Christian Health Share Ministry, on our website, we had the 101 training November 3rd, and today we are actually having our 201 training, which is a much more intense training session. But we're really happy to offer this Christian Health Share Ministry plan, this pro-life plan, and it's about 50% less than marketplace coverage. Now, of course, with the subsidies being so high, anyone that subsidizes probably is not going to be a good fit for them. But of course, the unsubsidized folks definitely can take advantage of it. It eliminates the tax penalty by virtue of them joining the Christian Health Share Ministry, and it's affordable. So again, it's not a product that fits everyone, but it is certainly something that has gained a lot of interest. It can be sold all year round. So when the marketplace closes on the 15th, I expect that a lot of folks will be coming out of the woodwork saying they didn't realize it was done and that they need coverage. And, the options within, what you can offer if they don't have a qualifying event is the short-term medical coverage and the Christian Health Share Ministry plan. So if you have any interest, I encourage you to go to our website, go to our website, and I'll show you this real quick. And and go to the YouTube channel. You can see all of our webinars that we run, including, our weekly webinar. And if you go to the affordable alternative for the ACA, pardon me, for ACA for individuals and families, you'll be able to view that webinar. Once you view it, let me know if you want to get appointed, and then you can then view the 201 webinar. So let's get back to the screen here. In the, I apologize. In the newsletter today, there is the legislative corner. Look at the leg reg review from Vince Phillips. There's information there on the CHIP renewal for Pennsylvania. It does look like on November 20th, the House voted 194 to 0 to send the House Bill 1388 back to the Senate for concurrence. The measure would extend the life of the CHIP program until December 31st of 19, or 90 days after federal funding for CHIP is no longer available. So there's a little bit of a glitch in that the governor did add some provisions for transgender benefits, gender reassignment, counseling, prescriptions, but that was then offered an amendment by Senator White, and to not allow taxpayer money, of course, to be account for these services. So again, read that in the leg reg review in our legislative corner if you have some interest. There's some other items in there that Vince puts together, always informative. Aetna's AFA, their self-funded, level-funded program, starting this year, they will be handling the 1095s. They're going to complete them, send them to the group. So this is a great function or feature for Aetna. If you have any questions about it, just reach out to me, and I'm happy to give you the details. Capital Blue Cross renewal. I just want to kind of spend a few minutes on this because it's very important because of their time constrictions. If there is no renewal decision 10 days prior to the renewal date, then Capital will renew the group as is with billing sent and ID cards sent. So, of course, that's going to create a lot of confusion if the group ultimately moves to a different plan. So on the renewals, they can make changes up to 5 business days prior to the renewal date. But again, remember, 10 days prior to renewal, they're going to be getting those cards and incorrect billing. So to avoid confusion, I'd say try to renew early, get the information in, communicate with your new business specialist so that they can communicate to the carrier and not have any of the incorrect cards or billing go out. And what that means, because of the holiday schedules, January 1st renewal cutoff is 10 a.m. on Friday the 22nd here at URL. So if you do have a renewal for January 1st, we must have those details by the 22nd of December at 10 a.m. so we can get those to the carriers. And for new business, the cutoff is 10 a.m. on Friday, December 15th. So please be mindful of these time frames because we are working diligently to get those groups in, but we don't want them to fall through the cracks because of late paperwork. We've had a lot of business coming through, a lot of delays in getting rates, and we just ask for your patience as we're working through these renewals. Also, double check the paperwork. Honestly, Capital is changing their paperwork faster than we can get it on our site. So if you are going to a group, please double check with your new business specialist, Thomas or Katrina, and make sure that you have the most current paperwork as well. Also, just on a further note about the renewals, Highmark's 2-1 renewals for groups were released yesterday, and the 3-1s for Capital will be released today. So we're almost at the end of first quarter of 2018, and we barely made it through January renewals yet. So just be mindful of the time, get the renewals. If you find yourself missing any renewals, again, please get in touch with Thomas or Katrina so they can get those. There are some issues with with some of the vested groups with capital and what we can view in the system and what we can't. So if you find yourself without those renewals, please reach out. We'll reach out to capital and get those, or Highmark for that matter as well. So I mentioned this, the Christian Health Share Ministry 201 webinar is today from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock. And again, you must have sat in on our 101 webinar and requested appointment. This is very specific to how to sell the product. It's a long webinar. So again, you still have time to catch up, and you still have time to view it after the fact if you've not done the 101 or the appointment yet. But again, if you have questions, give me a call. One of the flyers that I have attached in the webinar is the Starmark program. We've talked a little bit about this, and we're quoting as well. Starmark has a new reference-based pricing program, and that's huge, I think. It's huge in this area because you're not tied into any network or any provider. There's no balance billing. What Starmark does is they agree to pay a provider a certain percentage over Medicare, and the provider either agrees to accept that or doesn't. But if the provider chooses not to accept the rate that Starmark is paying them, then Starmark eats that cost. It's never passed back on to the clients, the employees, your consumers, or to the employer. So I think that's huge. Definitely innovative, and something that all of us should be watching for, potential opportunities, because this is just the tip of the iceberg and how some of these products are changing and meeting demands of the industry. We are having a lunch and learn on January 24th. The registration is in my newsletter today. So please, if you have any interest, register, and register early, because I believe that we may fill up. But please take some time. January 24th starts at 11:30. Hope you can be here to learn more about the reference-based pricing. Also, if you're doing your group through us, or if you're not, we offer complimentary Federal Cobra, complimentary summary of plan designs, and benefit notices that are specific to the group size and specific to the group. It's a nice little booklet that the groups get, and you can go in as the conquering hero and get these items to them. Again, complimentary of URL if you write your group business through us. So if you want more information on that, give me a call. Last but not least, how the heck can you quote individual? And I wanted to just take you again to our website, and you can go into Health Plan Options, Quoting Tools, and here is our Health Marketplace Quoting Portal. So you cannot enroll from here, but this system does allow you to quote in any area, all the products available on the marketplace. It even has a place to estimate the subsidy. So if you are not comfortable with maneuvering through healthcare.gov, or you choose not to, this quoting portal is on our site and available for you to use. And that pretty much brings us to the end of the webinar. Let's see if anyone has some questions. And no one has any questions. That's awesome. I guess everyone's exhausted, still exhausted from Turkey, but again, I appreciate all of you joining in. We will be back here next Thursday, the 7th of December, believe it or not, and hopefully you'll find some time to join in and hopefully keep informed and yourself engaged in this industry. I thank you always for joining in, and I appreciate your partnership and your business, and I wish you all a wonderful balance of the week and a great weekend. Bye-bye.